were the feds chasing you here?
The state, the feds, everybody. My family's been here since the 1850s. Is it unreal or what? That's Everglades stone crabs for you. He was the biggest smuggler there was.
My family homesteaded that island. Government made us all move off of all the island. They also stopped our way of living.
People were poor, and when they took the mullet fishing away, what else were they going to do? Somebody offered you some money to haul some weed in? Hell yeah.
I wouldn't snitch on nobody.
Up to your place?
Up to my place.
No! Beware of attack, father. This is really the final frontier in the country. Big money from the outside coming in.
Oh, they bought the motels, they bought everything. It's like its own little ecosystem.
So this is the place.
Every bit of this island was brought in by Calusa Indians. No, around the cleat. We're gonna have a beautiful time.
This is where it's at, Steve. Drift through the Everglades. Nice ride, Steve.
Guy asked $1,500 bucks.
Are you serious?
I spent my bill money, man. I spent my phone, my cable, everything, man. I spent it, bought $1,500 bucks.
You're styling, Steve.
I was offered $6 grand for it the next day.
Steve, thanks for meeting up, buddy.
Oh, I love it.
For those that watch the channel, what was it, a month and a half ago?
Yeah, something like that.
We met up. You came in at the end of the video, randomly.
I didn't want you to go because I was in a hurry, remember?
Yeah. Had to come back and get Steve's story. So today, a lot of people ask Steve, because you grew up here.
I grew up here.
You got the stories.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start out there. One of your more interesting parts of life when you're running the drugs through the mangroves,
We're
right?
gonna show you.
Okay. And then we'll get into your story, get into the deep dive local stuff.
Family's been here since the 1850s.
And you're saying this is the last of these sorts of things?
This is the last of that. Aaron's a local, he owns the place. He's born and raised here. His grandfather was the very first stone crabber. Yeah. Ernest Hamilton.
Yep.
So he goes back a long ways.
Aaron's endangered
Most
species.
certainly.
Yeah, we had stone crab stuffing, stone crab, anything.
Yeah, where people like me were eating deer meat and stuff, his family was eating stone crabs. Because they was catching them, they didn't know what to do with them to begin with. Let me get the rope.
Oh, you don't need it yet.
Okay.
I got you.
Oh, that's cool.
Ain't it cool?
Yeah.
I love this.
One finger.
It's old school.
They built things back in the good old days that last. Get a little grease on it, give it a little tender loving care, and it'll last.
That's what she said.
Hey,
Come on, man.
All right, thank you,
Aaron. You can untie me. Just turn that loose, yeah. Hold on to your head, because if it flies off, we ain't gonna go back and get it.
All right. Steve, that's cool. Right at this area, you start to smell salt water.
Because we're getting further closer to the Gulf. Peter, if you look way down there and see the furthest island sticking out,
Yep.
that's called Pavilion Key. Right on the end of it, there used to be a light right there. Usually, we would meet right there and go out maybe a mile to 3-4 miles. We had 24-foot boats. That's what we ended up with in the very end of the smuggling, that were 10 foot wide, had 2 motors on the back and a little console like this. The rest was open for throwing bales.
Okay, what year are we talking, Steve?
For them style boats, 81.
81. So the drugs were coming from where? Cuba?
No, Colombia. The bosses, which was my cousin, he had friends in Miami that were Cubans that were married to Colombians. Oh. So the Colombians would set up deals. They would send shrimp boats over to pick up 30, 40, 50,000 pounds. And then the shrimp boats would come into the shore. And then we would go to the shrimp boats, pick it up in smaller boats and haul it inshore. Every now and then you get a batch from Jamaica, and it was junk. That Jamaican weed, all of it back then compared to today was junk.
Was it weed? It was everything.
It was no weed, just weed.
Just weed.
Just weed. We didn't haul. Every now and then we would find a bale that would have a red R or a number on it. We cut it open, it would be full of Quaaludes, bags of Quaaludes. We dumped them overboard. Well, you know, marijuana, getting caught with marijuana back then, you might get 5 years. You get caught with cocaine or Quaaludes, that's another 10. Or guns. We never hauled guns, never. The marijuana smuggling run from late 70s up our family up into 85.
So you get your shipment, and then you just start blasting it in.
We go through all these different, we had a watch out that would watch for us, and we would go in, it's according to where we was taking it, Everglades, Chokoloskee, to the road, whichever pass we would go in.
And so were the feds chasing you here?
Oh, Lord, son, not the feds, the state, the feds, everybody. But you know what would happen? When they would get into here, they'd turn around. They didn't have GPS, they couldn't follow us. Once we got into the island, we didn't worry about them because we all knew that they couldn't find us.
They just didn't want to deal with this.
They didn't know it. To see the oyster bars running around everywhere, they didn't know it.
You just had to get the product this far.
That's it.
And you're good.
That's it. This is the backside of where my family lived right here. Every bit of this island was brought in by Calusa Indians. Every bit of it.
Seriously?
Seriously. Every oyster to shell that you pick up was brought in by an Indian, Calusa. My family, when they moved from Central Florida, and this is where they come to in the 1850s.
1850s, your family's been here
they moved to this island.
Oh, can we get out there?
We sure can, but we're gonna go around to the dock.
Okay, before we get into the island story, how did the family get into the drug business?
We're fishermen, commercial fishermen. When the national park took over in '47, they promised us that they would never stop our fishing.
Okay.
And they did.
Okay.
So we didn't have no more way of living. When they go, you can't commercial fish no more, it ain't like we had $1 million saved up. So the marijuana smuggling, some people were already doing it. So we just kind of joined in and it got big. Our family was the largest, about 30 of us, just family was the largest smuggling operation in South Florida. We brought in millions of pounds of weed, of marijuana.
Were you just swimming in the money back then?
Just unbelievable.
Swimming?
Swimming. All you want.
What were you doing with it?
Giving it away, buying stuff that you understand we were poor all of our life. I never even had a three-wheeler. I had three-wheelers and airboats and trucks. I opened the door of my house one day and I looked down on my yard, all the stuff I got, and I'm going, I wonder why I'm going to jail.
And how old were you at this time back in 81?
20-something, early 20s.
And so you're doing weed, so it's not like hardcore pills, it's not heroin.
Pete, nowadays, if they was to catch us with that weed, they'd give us a pack of rolling papers. You know what I mean? It don't mean nothing now. But you gotta think, around every point, there's oyster bars coming off. And if you try to catch me in the middle of the night, I'm gonna run your ass aground. Hey, I've run them aground and stopped and said, y'all all right? They go, yeah, we're okay.
No way, no way.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times. Red mangroves, they call that the walking tree because of the roots. See how the roots kind of come out and walk out?
Yep.
Called the walking tree. I call it an island builder because if one of those little pods float along and jump on an oyster bar and stick up on an oyster bar and it grows the roots, drops the leaves, another one grows, another one. 50 years, you got all them leaves, you got an island.
It attracts everything.
Yep.
It's some of the most amazing nature.
You know,
I gotta say.
All of this leads up into where I take you buggy riding at.
We're gonna go up there today.
We're gonna go up there. Rivers from here go all the way up to there. My great-granddaddy, my mama, which I call her mama, she was really my grandma. My father died when I was real young, and my grandmother and grandfather adopted me. So when I say my mama, I mean my grandma, but she actually was my mother.
They all lived out here?
Lived right here. This is where she was born, 1900.
Were they the only ones out here?
No, there's a couple other families out here. The Johnsons were out here. It's a big island.
The same one, built off the Calusa shells.
Off the Calusa shells. And then the thousands of years of the leaves and stuff dropping, composite. My grandfather, great-grandfather, he farmed islands all around here. And then Watson, who killed people, he had a 40-acre sugarcane factory, and he was a murderer. He killed Belle Starr. This was a bad area. You asked me earlier, why would people move down here? They get away after the turn of the Civil War. They didn't like the northern rule. Hit that middle post up there, Pete, when they get you up to it.
They just want to be free.
They wanted to be free. They didn't want to have northern judges telling them what to do.
So this is really the final frontier in the country, right?
Well, we call it that a lot.
California Gold Rush, 1849.
Yeah.
This place in 1849, just a handful of people, right?
There was people stretched out on the islands. Now these Chokoloskee Indian mounds, I may be off just a little bit. There was 47 of them throughout from Marco to the Keys, and people was inhabited on a lot of them. Excuse me. They inhabited a lot of them because they were great farming lands. My great-grandfather farmed a lot of it. Matter of fact, he got along good with Watson. He was part of the crowd that killed him and my uncle. Well, look, this is Sandfly Island. At one time, there wasn't as many trees on this place. It was really empty. This is a map of the island. This shows the Chokoloskee Indians, and this is a picture of my family's homestead when they lived here on the island.
It's a big house.
It's the second largest home in the islands. Watson had the first.
Okay, brief history on Watson. Who's this guy, Watson?
Watson was a man that come old gunfighter from out west.
Okay.
So he moved down here and he started sugarcane. And they say that he would kill some of his helpers instead of paying them. Shot a lady, and then other people settled on some of the islands that he used, and he didn't want them on there. And they found one woman, she was pregnant, gutted, floated up on an oyster bar. So the locals said, you know, we can't have this. They were scared of him. He was a bad man. So he was one of the only people that had a boat with a motor in it. Back then, pop, 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 that's what the boat sounded. They could hear it coming for miles because, listen, there ain't no generators or nothing, you know?
Right.
So they could hear the boat coming. So the townsfolk got together on Chokoloskee and they said, listen, you're under arrest. And he said, you ain't gonna arrest me. And he pulled up a double barrel shotgun, and back then they had the paper shells, and it went bloop instead of going bam. And when it went bloop, several people fired and killed him. My cousin still got one of the guns. Here's the concrete post, some of them where the house was at.
Right.
And look to your right, there's the cistern they drink out of.
Okay.
Now, if you look on this sign, there's my granddaddy's name, Charlie Bogus.
Oh, that's so
And
cool.
his family were among those pioneers. My mama, who was born here in 1900, said when she was a kid growing up here, they dug a well. It's called an artesian well, which means it's free flow, and there's blocks from the house. That this well would be 7-8 feet in the air. They played in it as a kid. This were some of the water. You can drink it.
So that's nice fresh water.
It's well water.
But it's fresh. It's not
Oh,
salty
yeah, it's
at all.
fresh, yeah. This a little teeny salty. But Mama said she used to play in it. You know, when they were kids, it was shooting up 6-7 foot. And kids, you can imagine, probably 3-4 families lived on this island. And all the kids would get together in the summer and play in the water. Be careful, Pete, because I imagine this is slippery. It's been a long time since I walked it. This is the red mangrove I was telling you about, the walking tree.
Right.
You see the roots are walking and see all the leaves dropping?
Yep.
You know, another 1,000 years from now, it'll be knee high, it'll be hard ground. And plus it's like compost, it grows, it'll be good area to grow in. They clear these trees out. Used to, they would take the black mangrove tree and cut it and burn it for coal. And it would go to Key West, and that's what they run into steamers. Yeah. Used it for fires, used it for heating.
So Steve, you know your history pretty well.
Well, I love history. That's, you know, I love it. I love my family's background. My 4th, 5th great grandfather fought in the Spanish-American War, the Civil War. He fought for the United States of America. He was a commissioner, he was a mailman. He wrote a book called A Veteran of 4 Wars, and you can read it now. His name, F.C.M. Boggess. B-O-G-G-E-S-S is his name. That's my family from Fort Ogden. And they're still there. Got roads named after him.
So you are old Florida, Steve.
My
True and
family
true.
is old Florida.
About
my
as old
family.
as it gets.
But here before it was a state.
Before it was a state.
Before it was a state.
So the Calusas weren't here by the time the settlers got here, right? They were long gone.
I heard that the last Calusa died in Cuba.
Okay.
That he went to Cuba.
Who's this?
Yeah, Daryl.
He did
But he's
what,
got
you said?
people. I don't know if he wants the people to know, but he started it. He was the biggest smuggler there was. Marijuana smuggler.
Oh, we're going home, Steve.
Hey, Daryl, say hi to Peter. And
How you doing,
are you
Daryl?
working all day today?
How you guys?
I'll be home.
You'll be home? Can we come by and see you?
Sure.
Okay.
This guy here I've almost raised.
He did. Raised
That's
me.
what he was saying.
Yeah.
Stayed at my house more than he did his.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to his house.
If you want to this afternoon.
Yeah, that would be great. Now he does boat tours.
No, he's helping out his nephew. That's all. We're going to go to the Rod and Gun Club. We're going to go to Everglades City. We're going to go through the channel. We done some marijuana smuggling up into Everglades City. But you got to understand, I'm going to make a lot of people mad. Everglades City, back then, the people there, they didn't compare to us on Chokoloskee. We were the ones that knew the way around. We were the ones that knew how to get there.
So they're basically two towns here, Chokoloskee, Everglades City. And there's a rival.
There's a rival. There used to be a rival. They used to not get along.
And now we're going to Everglades City.
Now we're going to Everglades.
So Steve, you had your good years, 81 to 86, 87.
85, I was in prison. The first time I did 5 years. Then the second time I was out in my son's truck and had a hunting rifle, 30-30 lever action underneath the seat. And I had my door open and a deputy walked by and seen it. Said, you ain't supposed to have a gun. Arrested me for felon in possession of a firearm. I said, I'm just hunting. I'm not, well, you can't have it. I did 5 years in state prison for that.
So you went to federal prison the first time. You
Like
went
a
to
Boy Scout camp.
Boy Scout camp.
Boy Scout camp.
Easy.
Eglin Air Force Base.
Okay, and then how was state prison?
If I would have went to state prison the first time, I wouldn't have never went to jail again, because it was horrible. Wasn't no fun.
Were you up in Rayford?
I've been all over, but I don't think I ever made it to Rayford. But I was all over, all different prisons.
And that was hardcore?
Horrible. Things you can't imagine. Just dream about prison and movies and stuff, and that's what it was. When I got out, yes sir, no sir, I don't speed. But when I get in my truck and start it, before I put it in gear, I don't break the law. That put me straight.
So all your money gone after that point in time?
By the time I got out, yeah, it's gone. You know, the bad part of it all is I missed that much time with my kids.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I look on it now, though. I've got a 20-year-old daughter I raised from a newborn. If I wouldn't have did all that, I would have never got her. You know what I mean? So I look at it like it was horrible, but in the end, I wouldn't have had my daughter if I wouldn't have went through all that, because I would have never met her mother and all, you know.
Right.
So,
Life does its weird thing. You could never set up.
God paid me with having a little girl, and I raised her from a newborn. Her mother had some problems, and they said that she couldn't be around Stevie, but we made time for her mother to see her. Her mother drowned in a swimming pool. She had a few beer and got in a swimming pool swimming, you know, nice and warm, and fell asleep.
Oh, man.
And drowned it.
Everglades City?
Everglades City, home of the rich people.
Mostly second homes now?
Most of them.
So Chokoloskee different?
Totally different people. Like I said, there was a time to where Everglades people and Chokoloskee people didn't get along.
Now you guys are good?
No, yeah, most of the time. They still, some of them's a little snooty acting. They're stone crabbers. Stone crabbers, back then, they made good money. We were old mullet fishermen, you know. We pulled nets. We were fishy smelly all the time, and had old boats with motors on it. They had big crab boats, and they were fancy. Now, I got some good friends that are from Everglades City we got along with. That's where one of them lives right there.
That smaller home?
No, the big yellow one.
Oh, that one, okay.
Yeah, good man. Look at the homes.
Yeah.
They ain't cheap. That city dock, my grandfather pulled alongside of it and unloaded a boat of Cuban rum into his car. When he ran around the corner, a constable jumped out on the cool, old 30s with the running boards down the side of the cars. When he jumped on it, they shot him off of it with a shotgun.
Right up here.
Right there. See, the city was built all the way down to here. It had a streetcar. This road was houses and buildings and shops. This was the county seat. This is where everything happened. They had a movie theater and a garage and everything.
And what happened? A hurricane took it out?
1960, Hurricane Donna. And after that, they moved everything to Naples because, Everglades was small.
Right.
Now, we're coming up on the Rod and Gun Club. It's been here since the Civil War.
That building.
Yep, still looks just like it inside. Now, Peter, if you look over here on your left, that's where my family, when they moved in from a Sandfly Island we was just at,
Yep.
this is where they lived.
Okay, they came in from the island.
Come into here. Now, this whole island was cleared. There was like 4 or 5 homes on it, all family. The house burnt down and they moved here. You had to park over here and go across in a boat. No way to get to it. So this is where all my Thanksgivings and Sunday dinners after church, this is where we had it all right here.
So this town was thriving back then.
Up until Hurricane Donna.
Okay, Rod and Gun Club.
It's a restaurant, motel, they got some rooms. They don't use the rooms upstairs, but I think they're redoing them. Hey, this was in the movie Gone Fishing with Danny Glover and Joe Pesci. No, around the cleat.
Now you're cameraman.
Oh, you know how to tie a boat up.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
I worked on Lake Tahoe one summer as the boat dude. I've actually seen it. I went in here years ago.
Did you film it?
A very tiny bit of it. This is the cultural gem. Oh yeah, it is old world, lacquered up, old Florida.
Is this not beautiful? This is unbelievable.
Cash register, they only take cash.
Walk back here and look. Look at the fireplace.
Yep.
I've had presidents and royalty come here.
Right, didn't Roosevelt come here?
I believe so. Look at this bar.
It's dark, so the camera's not picking up everything, but you got the pirate theme here. You didn't really have any pirates out here, huh?
Well, yeah, there was Pirate Gomez. That was with Blackbeard.
He came this far?
He come on the islands, yeah. He buried treasure on my family's land in Fort Ogden. You can watch it with Josh Gates. He goes all over the world doing stuff, finding treasures. And he was hunting for the treasure from Pirate Gomez, asked my family, Miss Lady Bogus, if he could put it there on her property in Fort Ogden, where the Peace River run up. Sure did. You can see it on TV. Watch it. Josh Gates has got it on there. Expedition Unknown.
All right, guys, I want to talk to you about something happening behind the scenes to all of us. Our personal data gets hoovered up by data brokers and sold all across the internet. So earlier this year, I found a solution to this problem, Incogni. Incogni is a personal information removal service that wipes yourself from the internet. So we have the right to remove ourselves from these lists. But to try to do this one by one would be a full-time job. I started using Incogni in February and I've seen exceptional results. Here's my dashboard where I've been removed from 1,448 data brokers. And you can see here all of the data brokers that have tried to poach my personal information. For me, I currently have 237 that are being removed. So what you need to do is sign up to Incogni and they'll do the consistent, constant, in the background work of removing you from these websites. So I've received way less spam emails, spam calls, junk mail, which removes one of life's biggest annoyances. And since this is a game like whack-a-mole, you can't just do this once and be done. It's a constant process, and that's why having Incogni working 24/7, 365 in the background is crucial. I strongly suggest getting Incogni's unlimited plan, which gives the option to request custom removals from any website. There's a huge discount if you use my link down below in the description to get 60% off an annual plan. Take back your personal data with Incogni. Click on the link below, incogni.com/Santenello to get 60% off their annual plan. Now back to the story. Okay, Steve, we're now getting back to your island.
Getting back to Chokoloskee Island. Many a load of weed has been along this beach right here in these houses.
What was your place here? Which one?
The one with the truck backed up to it.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that ain't the original house, but that was my house. We filled that garage up, I can't tell you how many times. We gotta remember we brought in millions of pounds.
So what about hurricanes now?
Everybody's used to them.
You're just used to them.
Where my place is, I'm above it. I don't get none of it.
But right here, I mean.
But no, they get flooded pretty close.
But the house is lifted up and off. You can see.
Yeah, but they still get flooded.
Yeah. Steve, I always ask this because there are a lot of people that don't live in the South. The Confederate flag, what's it mean to you?
Well, my great-great-great-great-grandfather fought for the Confederacy in Fort Ogden. He was with the Cavalry, so it's history. You know, them wanting to do away with all the monuments and stuff, it's just history. They're just doing away with history. You can't rewind it. It was part of the past. Let it be and let it stay. Look how far the tides rose since we've been here.
Oh yeah, that came up a lot.
Pete, I've enjoyed myself. What about you?
Oh yeah, no, that was awesome, Steve.
Hey, I got my first kiss from her. My first
I
kiss.
just been under the water hose. It was so hot.
This is your first kiss?
My first kiss I got from her.
Was that last night or when was it?
It's been a long time ago, wasn't it?
Chubby cubby.
Yeah, that was a long
so how many
time.
generations has your family been out here for?
6 generations.
6.
Yeah,
Do you miss the early 80s?
Oh yeah,
That was just fun.
that was awesome.
wasn't it?
Everyone's flush with cash.
She was married to one of the biggest smugglers around, one of the others. There was three main groups, and her husband was one of the main. I'll let her finish telling it.
No, he was just a little big man.
Was there a clash between the 3 groups?
No.
You guys
I don't
all got
think so.
along?
No, we all got along, pretty
Everybody
much.
got along. Everybody split the money.
We never got along with the people. I was telling you about how Everglades people we didn't
yeah,
like.
we didn't like the Everglades
Yeah.
people. We
Everglades
wouldn't even
City.
let them come to Chokoloskee and play pool at the oyster
That's
bar.
right. There you go.
Really? What about now?
A little
Everybody's
different.
Everybody now. Things have changed. Getting to be almost 70. I don't care about things like that anymore. A lot of locals live here. Everybody came back home, it seems like. I'd moved away and I just came back. So
Where'd you go to?
I went up to the Bell area.
Okay, why'd you come back?
I miss this place.
Miss
Come
Home.
across the bridge and you smell that mud.
Oh,
It's
yes.
in your
That's
blood.
home.
It's in your blood.
I'll say
Everybody
one
else
more
is like,
thing
"Woo."
I'll say one more thing. My daughter's 20 years old now. When she comes over the bridge in Chokoloskee, she rolls her windows down.
That's it. You
And
gotta
she
smell
said,
that mud.
she goes, Daddy, I smell
You're home.
Yep,
Salt water, man.
exactly.
Just no place like this place.
Right, special.
We played hide and go seek in the water because we had boats and motors. Nobody had bicycles and things like that. We just had fun all the time. You know, people were poor, and when they took the mullet fishing away, what else were they going to do? You know, that was our livelihood. And
Right.
they took it away from us, and somebody offered you some money to haul some weed in. Hell yeah. I mean, we're notorious for rum and gators and bird plumes, and, you know, we're going to do the next best thing.
Hey, Ramona, I'm gonna back out. All right.
So Steve, you said you wanted to make it clear you're not doing boat tours, but
Not
what
doing
is
boat
it?
tour. That's a joke.
It's a joke.
Yeah. But I will, if I got somebody that goes on my buggy, a couple people, and they want to play around and go see it, I'll take them. I won't charge them nothing, you know. If
Okay.
they want to pay for the fuel and stuff, that's up to them.
All right, for those that don't know, didn't see Steve and I before, I met Steve out on his buggy, and people loved him. That's why we're here again today.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna leave Steve's link down below. You want the buggy tour, you want the history tour? People are gonna call you? You want people calling you?
Sure. Call me anytime.
You like the phone?
I
ringing?
don't. I love. Now listen.
right.
The best time is between 6 and 9.
East
I
Coast.
go to bed early. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, if you can't afford a buggy tour, you're having a hard time struggling, call me. I'm gonna make sure you go. I'm gonna make sure you go. I'm not gonna leave you stranded.
You sure you want the lineup out the door? For...
Well, I don't. You know, if a person can't afford it and they want to see the Everglades, I got to help them.
Okay.
I got to.
Okay. And then the people that can afford it, tip big, right?
Tip. Some people
Drop
don't
the
tip.
cash
If you
in.
enjoy it, give us a tip.
Okay.
So, let me.
Have you been on Steve's buggy tour?
I have not been on Steve's buggy tour, but I heard it's a really good buggy tour. I'm too busy running the motel and marina and the restaurant. I don't have time to do the fun stuff.
We're going to your restaurant, right?
Yeah. Best restaurant on the island.
Is it the only restaurant?
It's the only restaurant.
Okay.
That don't mean nothing just because it's the only. It's the best restaurant, as far as I'm concerned.
You guys just feel like you're in your own little isolated world out here?
Pretty much,
Like cut off from the rest of Florida, the rest of the country.
Yeah, we get like 3 good months of a bunch of northerners or tourists that come down and let us know that we do live in paradise. We do appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted.
Nobody's coming in the summer, right?
Not too, just the diehards. You know, the mosquitoes are bad, but the fishing's great, and there's nobody here, and you know, you don't have to fight the crowds, which is
Do you get
really
the
nice.
German tourists in the summer?
Tons of Germans, and they love this stuff.
They love suffering.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, I think it's in their history.
Yeah, they go to Death Valley in the summers.
Yeah. It's like 110 degrees down here, 100% humidity, and that's why I look so young.
Hard to believe you're 68.
Here you go, Steve.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you very much.
Up to your place?
Up to my place.
You're gonna love that. Just roll down windows. Everything's simple.
No problem.
Right? Simple
Holes in the floor
gauges.
for the water to run out.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that.
I like that old tractor.
That is cool.
This right here is the highest point there on the island.
Oh, here's your place.
Here's my place. Hey, Pete, is there a wood block over there by that tree?
Yep.
Would you mind grabbing that for me?
Under the tire? Oh, right
I'm
here.
gonna put it right underneath here. Come on, here. I like detailing. You can tell, here's all my detail stuff. I keep it in containers where it don't get wet. So, that's it.
So this is the place. This is the crib, Steve.
This is it. This is where I sleep. I give my master bedroom to my son.
Is that you?
That's me. That's me and my daughter.
How old were you there?
6, 7 years ago. This is me and my family. That's the son I lost.
Okay.
Okay. This is my father, really my grandfather, but my father and me. This is my great grandfather. See that? Remember I told you across the river for the Riding Gun Club?
Yep.
That's over there. Done the very first tours in the Everglades National Park. That's the boat.
He was given the first.
Very first. And like me, I'm the very first to do it in the Big Cypress National Preserve. Very first. This is my closet. This is my kitchen.
You got the fishing rods in
All
here,
my fishing rods.
ready to
yeah,
go.
Ready
at
to
all
go.
times, Steve?
Yeah. And then you can walk back here. This was my son's truck. When he got killed, I had to pay off his truck and get it. It means a lot to me. My son was 41 years old. He was killed by a driver, an old man. He has a son. His ex-wife has a son. And I just want to say, people, hug your kids every day and tell them you love them. Because the last words that I spoke to my son was, "I love you, son." And he said, "I love you, Dad." He was like my right arm. I woke up this morning and there was a thing on Snapchat, I think it was, and I don't look at that stuff very much. And it said Adam is friends, and it had a picture of him. And I looked at it and there was a video of him by his airboat, and his son was sitting on the airboat, and he said, "All right, I'm coming to the camp. See you later, Naples." And I cried for 30 minutes
This morning.
this morning. I cried for 30 minutes. I couldn't stop because of my son. But I know, like I said on the last video, that God has needed him because he was a good man, a good Christian. He's up there. They built an army. God's got to fight. Things are going wrong in this country, in this world. So God's got to fight. And he's taken the young people, because I know he's lost 2 or 3 of his best buddies have gone his age up there.
Okay.
So love your sons, love your kids. But let's go look at my shop. Excuse me, it's awful messy, but this is my shop. And I really love it. We take really good care of it. All my drills, all my tools. I've got more tools than most people could ever. All Vevor stuff, and I'm not blocking for Vevor, but I'm going to tell you, they're some of the best tools I've ever used, and they're half the price of normal tools.
So
But-
you're fixing, because we're going to get out at the end, we're getting out to your buggy operation.
Yeah,
That's a whole different way of seeing the Everglades.
yes, whole different way.
Right, and I can see one right here. This is one that's not complete, or you use it for parts or something?
No,
Steve?
this is going to be, I wanted to say something,
Yeah.
Peter. I have got a GoFundMe account for a handicap buggy. I'm trying to build a handicap buggy.
Okay.
So that's what this is. This was donated to me for start on my handicap buggy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you want to bring handicapped people out there.
Free.
Free.
Free. I want to build a wheelchair ramp on this buggy to get their people in wheelchairs up here.
Okay, GoFundMe for that.
Yes, please.
And 100% of that GoFundMe money goes to this.
100%. There's a wheelchair ramp that a guy donated to me, and we're going to use parts off of them and combine it to make one.
What's driving you to do that, Steve? Like, why do you want to bring handicapped people out?
My heart.
Just you.
My heart. I got calls from people. Hey, Captain Steve, I'm in a wheelchair. Could I get up on your buggy? I'm going, I don't have a way to do it. But I can tell you what, I have done. I've called the National Park Rangers, and 4 or 5 of them will come out there and help lift me up on the buggy for free. Don't charge them nothing. Right now, if you're handicapped, we'll get you up on the buggy. If we got all of us get the park will come help me. But the problem is, if I break down or something, you know, you got to get off.
You want the ultimate handicapped buggy machine.
Yeah, if I got a ramp that goes up and down, if I break down, I can lift the ramp and they can roll across and get on another buggy, you know. It's going to be very safe. But you just never know. You use a buggy in that mud and water and then every day, you get breakdowns. You can't help it.
Steve, these banyan trees are beautiful, huh?
Oh, ain't they? You got to keep cutting them roots, boy, if you don't.
If you don't keep cutting them, what happens?
Woo, you see what happens.
They just take over, huh?
They go into a tree.
Yeah. They're like their own ecosystems, these trees.
This is the old Ted Smallwood's home, the original home. He owned the whole island at one time. He owns the Smallwood store and museum.
Okay.
That's his home. That's his original house.
Gotcha.
That's a little teeny thing. Little teeny thing. And here is the world famous Havana Cafe.
This is Aaron's place.
This is Aaron's and David's. All right. Do you smoke cigars?
I don't know. Do you?
No. I got one here. They had a Cuban guy rolling them, and I got one. I thought, well, I might smoke it. And I thought, nah, I better not, because it might take me back to the days when I was a cigar smoker.
This is a cool place.
Yes. David?
Hey, how's it going?
This one of the
How you doing,
owners,
David?
Peter.
How you doing,
Yeah,
man?
nice
Thanks
to meet
for coming
you.
all the way down to the middle of the Everglades.
The middle of everything.
That's it. This is where the 10,000 islands end, and Everglades keeps on keeping on.
You guys did an amazing job with this place.
You think so?
It looks beautiful.
We're lucky because it's been here for over 20 years.
Okay, so you bought it.
We started in the pandemic, right after they let it go. Aaron grew up here.
Aaron grew up here. Where'd you grow
Aaron's
up?
outside. I was on the East Coast, and I came to Everglades City, but I never knew about Chokoloskee. And that was where I was like, during the pandemic, I was like, what? Chokoloskee? Like, it's across the bay. You got to come across the causeway, which is like old Florida vibes. It's super cool, yeah.
Are you loving it?
Yeah, it's living our best life down here. We got the island breeze. It's the way the Florida Keys used to be back in the 70s and 80s. Small town vibes.
Right.
Like, everyone knows everybody. It's real. The night sky is glorious. Plus all the species of migrating comes through here all the time. Fishing is good year round. You got different things going on. You got birds. Yeah, it's just, I love it.
Are you the chef?
I do the best I can. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perfect, man.
Thank you.
Come back.
Hi, y'all.
Aaron,
Welcome to Havana Cafe.
Wow, this is your other hat you wear?
Yeah. Hold on, let me turn it around. Okay, now I'm ready.
This is wild, man.
Yeah,
This
well,
is such
you
a
got
cool
live
zone.
music, yeah.
No way, dude.
I've been looking for you. I'm looking for you.
I've been waiting for this day for years.
It's come, brother. It's come, brother.
Can I take a picture with
Yeah,
my
let's
wife
do
or
it.
not?
What's your name?
Nick.
Nick. What do you think of Chokoloskee?
It's my favorite place. If it wasn't for your video, one, my wife and I wouldn't have came here. We just moved to Florida from Indiana. We watched your video while I was in Indiana. I was like,
serious?
dude, I said, I have to go there. I gotta take a picture with you, bro.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's crazy.
I'm doing a video with Steve. I don't know where he went.
I just saw him. I told him. I was like, I just saw you in a YouTube video too. Dude,
You're loving it here.
I love it. I watched your video with when you went to the Glades. I can't
With
remember.
Harrison. Yep.
And I was like, oh, that place looks sick. So we came down here. I got lost with my daughter. We came
Can I
down
can I
here.
put the camera on her? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, totally.
Okay.
Came down here with my daughter. Got lost. I was like, man, I've seen this place before. It was in your video. And then ever since then, we've been coming like every week. We're selling the house in Indiana, and my wife's family's in Marco Island.
Okay.
So we've been bouncing around trying to find, we're probably going to end up in Naples, but yeah, this whole area, dude, I love it. And your video set it off. I wouldn't have known about this area if it wasn't for your video.
No way.
I'm not kidding.
You're in one now.
That's crazy.
You're in it.
I can't
These are your kids?
This is my kid. This is my sister.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How's the music?
Incredible.
The Mansies? Thank you. Nick,
You also did a video in my hometown, Gary, Indiana.
that's your hometown.
That's where we left.
Did I do it right or no?
You did it perfect.
Okay.
No, you did it perfect. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Take care, Nick.
You too.
Aaron, is this your guys' touch or you guys bought it like this?
The trees were here, but we put all the fun stuff in there, and
That's so cool.
the birds we didn't put in there, but
You know, the great thing about restaurants, they're super easy businesses, right?
yeah.
Not, no.
Yeah.
You do it hard, huh?
They're like, buy a restaurant. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Buy a restaurant.
You're here on a break. You're a nurse.
Yeah.
And you're like, I just want to chill out, be on an island for a little bit.
Taking a nice little break, yeah.
What's better
It's
money,
nice.
this or nursing?
I would say in about 6 hours here, I make about the same that I would in a 12-hour shift nursing.
Are you
So
serious?
No, they make good money here.
depends on the day. We definitely get busy at times, and it does get stressful here, especially you miss the lunch rush. Every day from like 11 to 2, we always have like plenty of people.
So I guess it's the only game in town.
Yeah, we do have a few places down in Everglades City, but on Chokoloskee, this is the only restaurant.
Stone crabs, hush puppies. Oh yeah. We are the world capital of stone crabs, and we have the best hush puppies on the island.
What are hush puppies?
hush puppies? Good question. What are hush puppies, Steve? It's kind of like
They're a local thing. Yeah, they got corn and
These guys, hush puppies.
you want some. There's for your shells.
I don't want no crab, stone crab. Let him
Well,
have
You
them.
get all the crabs yourself.
Steve,
Yeah.
that's a true local. He doesn't want crab, huh?
I know.
I eat a plenty of it. You enjoy it.
Yeah.
You enjoy it. You know what?
Talk to me.
Let's say a little lunch prayer. Just
Yeah.
a little one to yourself. I'm gonna just say it to myself.
Okay.
Okay, just
You do that every meal, Steve?
I try to. Lord, thank you for this meal and for the restaurant, and thanks for Peter. And amen.
Amen.
That's a short one.
Thank you, Steve.
Shout out.
Thank you,
Yes.
Steve.
My granddaddy's prayer, Ernest Hamilton, every year he would go, God, thank you for the food. In the name of Jesus, amen. Everybody
Yeah. Everybody eat.
So fried
Fried.
corn.
They got flour, cornmeal, corn in it. Some people put bell peppers.
Okay.
It's a local thing. Come with seafood and hush puppies go together. They're excellent.
What else do you
Most
want,
times.
Steve? What do you want to eat?
I'm fine.
You don't want anything else?
No. Eat your crab.
Serious? That's good. What's your technique for these guys? You just open them up as much as you can,
Take it and try to get,
as much as possible.
this part. Then you dip that
Yeah.
I need
and just because there's a membrane in between it.
Yeah.
So you bite down till you feel the membrane, then
And
just
then you
pull
just
off.
gotta pull. And it's not something you get excited about anymore?
Take your time. I get them anytime I want them. That's good, ain't it? Huh?
I think it's better without the sauce. You like the sauce?
That's the Everglades stone crabs. They different areas or taste different. Here, they're better. They're just better.
It's just a nice thick meat.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep. Now I dipped that one. Is it unreal or what? That's Everglades stone crabs for you. Now you go to Tampa or somewhere and get their stone crabs, they don't touch it. They don't touch our stone crabs. They'll argue with you about it, but I'm telling you right now, we got better stone crabs.
Is this all you? Did you guys change any of these flags up, or this you kept
I
as
put all
is?
This stuff up.
This is all you.
I make this artwork here. I made the chandelier.
Oh, nice.
I make bonsai trees in there.
The flag? Who did the flag?
There's a guy in Naples. I told him to get me his name. I do not know his name, but he does amazing work. The boats are my uncle's. He just passed away. My aunt were married 81 years.
Oh, wow.
And then she passed away a month before. She just passed away, yeah. So, yeah. 94. And he was 96. So, yeah, they had a wonderful life. Yeah, wonderful life.
Are you a regular here?
This is the Manzini's better half.
I follow Manzi, that's my guy.
That's
3 years dating him.
Oh, the musician.
Yeah.
So you're a groupie.
Hi, y'all.
Kind of like equipment manager.
How long you been with
Excuse
him?
me, 1 minute.
3 years.
3 years.
I'm 80.
You're 80?
Yes.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm 80. He's 79.
And it's just new life.
I know. We're both widows. You gotta smile. That's the key. And be happy for what you have, and don't always want.
Amen. Amen.
He wrote this song. He wrote this.
You wrote this one. Oh, wow. Aaron,
All right.
you're going full.
That's crazy.
Cook it myself.
That's crazy.
You all right?
Yeah, but I'm crazy. I don't want all that.
No, this is yours. There we go. Got our world famous peel and eat shrimp.
Oh, nice.
Our world famous Cuban sandwich. We got our grilled shrimp. Back and shrimp. I'm gonna get.
You know what you ought to let me do?
Yeah.
Is bring you in bay leaves from the swamp.
Oh yeah.
I got bay leaves. Want me to break a big limb?
Absolutely.
Sure, I'll bring them into you.
All right, Steve, so what are you doing here? Just straight up shrimp,
got-
beans, rice?
Yeah, I
plantains?
loved it. I told him that I liked the shrimp and the rice, and look what he made me.
Oh, that's what you
I'll
want.
never eat it. Oh, I never eat it. I can't no way to eat all that. That's one thing I can say about is they just give so much.
Yeah, portions are big.
Portions are giant. Wait till you taste it.
Yeah, nice jumbo shrimp. These aren't local though, are they?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, we don't have shrimpers around here.
Okay.
Is that unreal or what?
What's his partner's name?
David.
Damn. So good.
Aaron.
Oh, you
I
cooked this, Aaron.
I cooked it.
Nice,
today.
Aaron. Where do you get the shrimp from? They're not.
They are from the Gulf.
They are from the
Yes,
Gulf.
Our
Okay.
snappers from the Gulf. Our stone crabs are from the Gulf. We do sell mahi, but I believe that comes from the Atlantic over.
Yeah.
You went too far. This is unreal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, we got to show y'all what we can do here at
Okay.
Havana Cafe.
So my wife has to edit these videos. She'll be watching the food, sitting at home. And then that night she's like, we gotta go get
gotta go.
the closest thing to that. I'll bring her down
Next
sometime.
time, and we can put you in the motel.
You do amazing work.
Not because,
I got a clean motel. Ain't never been underwater.
yeah, we're up.
That's a
on
big deal.
the- Yeah, big deal.
Yeah, never been for some of these motels around here.
They've been under.
They've been under and they never do nothing. It's moldy. You can smell it.
Yeah.
I always send everybody to his place.
What's your place called?
Parkway Motel and Marina.
Parkway Motel and Marina.
Where we
You
put the
do
boat over.
this. You also have a bar in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, thank God it runs itself.
I'm gonna have to take the human to go.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta take a bite. You gotta
I'll take a bite.
You gotta dunk it into the sauce of the shrimp. Well, take a bite first.
Okay.
So you get a real taste. Have you ever ate a Cuban before? So yeah, we're.
Yeah.
and then dip.
Dip it. Oh my God, yes.
You gotta go.
With the garlic and all the good stuff.
Yeah, what's in the sauce here?
Salted butter, garlic, minced garlic, a little bit of Old Bay, and then we put our hot sauce in.
They got a killer hot sauce, man. Their hot sauce. I forgot about their hot sauce.
This is fire. This is better than any food I had in Cuba.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the Rod and Gun Club you can go to. You can go to River Wilderness. River Wilderness has never been underwater because they're
River Wilderness is good.
and they're local, you know.
Yeah.
All the other ones been bought up by the big corporations.
Big corporations.
Oh, they've come in here?
The guy from India.
Hashish family. They own all the way
everything.
From Key West all the way up the East Coast.
Yep.
So
They own who's this family?
Our
Patels.
Patels.
You know, that's the name of almost any Indian that's got money is a Patel.
I mean, they're real nice people. But,
Yeah.
I mean, to come into a small town and buy
They've taken over.
restaurant. I mean,
Put you out of business and then buy your business.
yeah.
That's what they do.
One small airboat tour is left.
That's it, down here.
Everglades City.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them. Except one in Everglades City. Captain Doug's.
Original Everglades Airport.
Original Everglades
And you
Airport.
got Corey Billy's. That's a local, and you got.
So how did they manage?
So listen,
how did he manage to?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. They come into town and made friends. They bought a little airboat tour. They started 2-for-1 tickets. So all these little companies like Speedy's and them, they can't go 2-for-1. They take 4 people, 2 of them's free. They make $90 off of a ticket, and they put them out of business. So then they buy them out. So they advertise, ride on Junglers, ride on Speedies. So you think you're riding on a different, well, it's all the same.
There's that friction with big money from the outside coming in.
Oh, they bought the motels, they bought everything.
The only motels, bars, you got Kenny's,
River Wilderness.
Rod and Gun Club.
Yep.
And I think that's it, right?
He owns Everglades City Motel. He owns the
Ivy
House. He owns the Motel, Everglades Motel.
And then he owns the
Captain's Table.
And then he's trying to buy the old restaurant depot and tear that down, which is a train station that was built a long time ago.
And because he's got so much money, he's the Everglades City, the Everglades National Park boat tours he's got. Took the boat tours. He owns it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so if a big corporation buys something like here, it's not for sale, by the way, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not to him at least.
No, okay. But then the food quality is going to take a turn south really quick.
Just like the airboat tour business.
Yeah, we're luckily he does not do food.
Okay.
Because food is, he knows.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, not him, but anyone. They come in, they're trying to maximize profits.
Yeah.
It's not about the community. It's your face isn't here every day. You don't care. You just want to make money.
I love my
and then the
employees.
soul of it goes.
Yeah, loves locals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives right across the road from me. We holler out at each other all the time. Chokoloskee's 4th of July, and New Year's, they put on the biggest show, bigger than the fireworks in Everglades. They do. They put out of their pocket.
Nice.
I love fireworks. What can I say?
They fire off. It's unbelievable. Boom, 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 boom. Some unreal fireworks. I love it.
Take care. Bye.
This is another one of my trees I made out of aluminum wire.
Oh, nice. So you're an artist.
Yeah.
That's cool. Are you selling this stuff?
Yeah.
Hey, I saw you.
Okay.
Yeah. I just took Captain Steve's buggy tour.
Yeah, we're with Steve right now. You want to see Steve again?
Yeah.
Steve and I are making a video today.
Yeah, we had his cousin driving, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why we even called him.
This is the original.
This is the real?
This is the real one.
How you folks doing?
That other guy was a character too. Daniel.
That was, we're doing, I went out in the boat today.
Yeah.
Oh, you just went with Cheryl.
Yeah.
How'd you like him?
He was great.
He's my cousin.
Yeah.
He got a bad review. I can't.
Yeah, he was all bummed out about it.
Yeah, we're bummed out. We're bummed out because he gets such good reviews, you know. Like
We
saying,
loved him. He was very
would you
personable.
go on there and maybe leave a review for us?
We definitely will.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
It was
Yeah.
nice
See you guys.
meeting y'all.
Yeah.
Thank
All the
you.
best.
We watched the one on Citrus. You up in Apple?
Immokalee. Appalachia?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we're staying in Citrus Springs because of that too.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Hey, we appreciate
Thank you
your
guys.
business.
Thanks
Thank
for
y'all
watching.
very much.
Appreciate it.
This guy flying this Confederate flag, he cares to give them to people. He's from New York.
No way.
Oh, he's straight New Yorker. Talks like a New Yorker, but he can't stand New Yorkers. Southerner at heart, I guess is what you'd say.
What is a Southerner at heart? How would you explain
A
it?
Southerner at heart is where you love things that are old school and Southern. Cook out of iron skillets. You know how to make a fire. It's not just the way you talk. It's that in your heart you love the South. You don't get in people's business. You don't pay attention to what other people do. And you're fixing to find out how a real person is right now. The Daniels compound. This old man is the best thing in the world. I love him like a dad. So let's go get him. Daryl! He ain't here.
He's got the sign, beware.
Cars here, his golf cart's here.
Beware of attack, father.
Hey, where's Daryl at? That's Cheryl. This is Daryl's brother. You want to talk to him?
Go talk to him.
Come on. Let's stand down. Sit down on the porch. Sit down. We got somebody wants to talk to you.
We got storm clouds coming in, Steve.
That ain't gonna bother nobody.
In Florida, they say the more south you go, the more north it gets until you get really south. Then it gets really south.
Yeah, we're
You know what I'm
south.
saying?
We're about south as far as you can go unless you go to Key West.
There you go. How you doing, sir?
This is Cheryl Daniels. This is Peter.
Peter, how you doing?
Yeah, doing well. I'm making a video of your friend today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're getting into it.
Well, you could have done worse.
Probably could have done better.
Now
too.
am I doing better that you're in it?
Them people loved you.
Huh?
Them people I talked to them that rode in the tour with you. They loved you.
They all love me, as long as I don't talk about myself. Not a bad review.
I heard about that. That really bummed you out.
Yes, I
I
Don't worry
see
about
ya.
it. You're gonna get some
I
people that are
see
unhappy
ya.
with everything.
I understand that. But you don't
I
understand
see
me.
ya.
I go out of my way. to
I
please
see
people on
ya.
that ride, you know what I mean?
I see.
Let me get your mic up. Do you mind if I put this on your pocket here?
Yeah, that's according to what you're going to ask me.
Whatever you want to say. I don't really have any plans. It's the way I
Yeah,
roll. I just try to learn from the locals.
Yeah, I got you. Well, most people, whenever they come down here, first thing they want to talk about is the pot hauling marijuana back in the day.
We already talked about that.
Yeah, I don't get into that. You know what I mean? I know what I did was wrong, but I'm not ashamed of it.
Okay,
You-
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
And I spent 25 years in prison because of it. Ate one time in Eglin. Steve was in there with me. And I said, I don't want to talk about it. Listen to me.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about it, and you're talking about it. But now that
And,
you're talking about it, 25
well,
years.
certain things. I don't like to get into detail. I don't like naming names. I don't like doing that. I went back in, and I got turned in for killing deer out of season.
Killing deer out
Yeah,
of
and
season.
a very good friend of mine was with me. At least I thought he was. And he wanted to kill the deer, but he couldn't hit him. So I took the rifle and I shot him and killed him. And he told the game wardens that he felt it was his duty.
So you went to prison for killing
Then
a
I
deer
went
out-
back in. The last time I went 17 and a half years.
What was that for, if I could ask?
Marijuana. What would you say, Steve? Was it marijuana? Or they said it was cocaine, but it wasn't.
Okay. So, as Steve said, federal prison is like Boy Scout camp. Would you say that?
Saved my life.
Saved your life?
Saved my life.
How?
Because I'm a buried man of God now. And I got that in there mostly. And I read the Bible so many times I don't even tell people how many times.
about how Eglin was.
Oh yeah, Eglin was a good place to get in trouble.
That's what I told him.
Yeah, it was a good place to get in trouble because we had money. And when we had money, our girlfriends lived right down the road. The people that we worked for on the base, he ratted me out too, and would pay him $50 a day. He'd drop us off with our girlfriends, and he'd pick us back up at the end of the day. So we had it made. And it was all a game in prison. It was a game. I never ever, and I'll tell you this right flat out right now, I never did a hard day in prison in my life.
25 years.
Never had a hard day because I accepted it.
Part was being away from your family.
That's right. Well, that's normal. But no, I never had a hard day in prison.
The wardens weren't hard on you?
Every one of them liked me.
You were buddies.
Because I was a stand-up man. The people that I worked for, and I ain't giving no names on that, they turned me in. The kingpin, he turned me in. When I went to court, they started asking me about this and that and nothing. And I told him, I says, I'm not going to rat on. He said, well, if you just give us these boys' names that turned you in, your bosses, he says, you won't do a day.
You didn't.
He was in court.
You weren't going to snitch.
I wouldn't snitch on nobody. There ain't nobody made me do anything. I knew right what I was doing. Nobody held a gun to my head and said, do it.
Our family.
So I'm going to go put somebody else in prison, ruin their life because of something I didn't know.
You know, it's a familiar story. I did a story with a guy out in Humboldt County, California. A lot of marijuana comes from that part of the country. And they offered the same thing. They said, hey, if you snitch, you don't have to go in. And he had a wife. He wouldn't snitch.
The kingpins that I worked for, the number one men, they brought it and they got it in, and hired me to bring it in. They snitched on me. And by doing that now, they did 7 years. I did 17 and a half. We lived the life of Riley here, if you will, didn't we, Steve? Yes. We had this island, but when we was young and we were kids, we didn't have to have chaperones watching us as we went around island. We'd be out there on the edge of them islands with mangrove trees with an oar in our hand or a stick in our hand, gigging fish, having a good time. Everybody watched out for everybody else's kids.
We got hungry when you stopped at the
first house we come to.
Yep.
There's Daryl.
Daryl! Well, he don't mind talking about it.
I appreciate it.
I always feel uncomfortable.
You're great. You're great.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah. Don't give me a bad report now. Give you a call after a while. I love you too, son. My grandkid, he's doing something I'm proud of. He got out of here. He went to North Carolina and trained for the power companies, working for the power company.
Lineman, as a lineman.
He's my great grandson. But I'm glad he had enough to step out, get out of here. You know what I mean? There's nothing here for him.
So you would want the young generation to get out?
Let's just put it like this. The only thing here is to run airboats, and we don't know how much longer that'll last. You understand? How's this?
That's great.
My daddy and mother, have you told them about Fagahatchee?
Nope.
There's an island up this way, about 8 miles, called Fagahatchee Island. My family homesteaded that island. It's a 60-acre island that the Indians made. Now, the government in the middle 60s decided they're going to move everybody off of all the islands. So they moved my family off of the island. Before that, a hurricane come through and tore the schoolhouse up down there. So my daddy and mother had my oldest brother at that time, so they moved in here to put the boy in school. Then I was born on the island after they got here. But whenever they come here, soon as they got down here, they bought this acre of land right here. Okay. Had 2 livable homes on it. And me and my brother still own it. I've lived right here all my life. I've never lived anywhere else. I was in the construction business for quite a few years back in about 79, somewhere in that area.
Okay.
So I built my home then. But we grew up as commercial fishermen till I was about in my 40s. Then that's when the government, when the government made us all move off of all the islands, they also stopped our way of living. They said, your commercial fishing's over. You got to go find another way to make a living, and we did. And money-wise, it probably didn't hurt us any at all. But I look at fishing like a lot of people. I think farmers look at farming. It's in their blood. You understand?
Yeah.
A lot of the boys here, when they stopped us from fishing, a lot of them didn't know nothing else. I did. I owned a big boat. I stone crabbed for 23 years in the construction business. I was a workaholic all my life. I mean, I worked. And I still do it. It's just my way of life. But no, I've lived a good life here. It was a good place to grow up. I was born in 42.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you.
The only thing that changed was what we could do, you know. We were, and I'm talking all of us boys, Steve, all of us, we were we wasn't a wild bunch, but we liked to hunt a lot and drink a lot. We drink a lot. And, but
Life's changed. I hadn't had a drink in, 30 years or something like that. When my son died, I had a 50-foot boat, and I was out of town. He called me wanting to go fishing with 3 other boys, and they borrowed my boat and went out into the Gulf. That was 30 years ago, and we've never heard of them again. So, and
They don't know, nobody knows what
nobody.
happened.
It was the biggest search that ever went on down here.
Nothing.
Nothing. We never found, just like they disappeared.
Did they go out at night and?
Yeah, it was night, and it was blowing that weekend that they went. So nobody really knows what happened. But it's hard when you lose people. But think of the thousands and thousands and thousands that's losing kids today. You know, so the world is full of heartache. We have to live with it. And one thing, when I was young, I said, you know, I can't let life stop me from living. So I sort of set myself up not to get hurt. Do you understand? And no matter what happened to me, I had to keep going. And I did, so it sort of hardened your heart. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You keep busy not to think about things?
That's right. You stay busy, keep your mind on your working and stuff, and don't focus on the bad things in your life. I'll be 84 on the 16th of April.
How do you stay in such good shape?
Oh, I tell you what, I blame it on. I've worked beyond the call of duty. I've worked hard all my life. And I blame it on that. It's just staying in shape.
So you think just whatever your pain, whatever bad things happen in life, just drive through it with work? Or do you think that's just a coping mechanism that you actually have to do the time and sit through it?
I set myself up, no matter what happened, even losing the kid, not to grieve over it a lot. Do you understand? Keep going. I'll give you an instant. Right here, my daddy and mother had a restaurant and a beer joint right there. One night on full moon, I walked right here. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know, talking to God, I said, God, what's it going to be like when they're gone? I could see them when there. A few months later, I walked back out the door and stood here. The moon was full, and I looked over there. They were both dead. I said, now, God, I know. I said, now the family is going to fall on me. In other words, we counted on Daddy and Mother. Now the family's they counted on me after that. So I had to set myself up for that. It worked good, but it makes things a little harder in life too, you know.
How you doing? How you doing right now?
Real good. I'm doing good. I lost my wife 5 years ago, a little over 5 years ago. Yeah. But again, I keep going. I just keep going.
And you got guys like Steve you've known for your whole life. That's cool to have in a place, right?
And I got family around. My grandkids live right here, 2 of them right over here. My daughter lives right up the road here a little ways.
So it's strong community.
Yeah, we're family people.
Something happens, you guys tribe together here, no problem.
He's the first person I come to when my son got killed. He's the first person. I woke up, got a little bit of sleep, and drove over here and seen him. First person. And my question was, what am I going to do? Tell me, because I know he's lost a kid.
You're going to do the same thing I done. You're going to set yourself up to make it through it. And that's what we done. You know, I'm real good. I'm still a Christian today. God is number one in my life, and I'm happy.
Good Christian.
I'm happy.
We're pretty far from, what was that, a 30-minute drive?
Yeah, or longer, yeah.
Yeah?
We're a ways. There's my buggies.
You got 2 of them.
Yeah, I just put a new fan and stuff on this one. Man, does it run sweet. The buggy tour.
The grand finale here, the buggy tour. This one looks professional.
This is an $80,000 swamp buggy if you had to have it built by, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. He just passed away, and he was the best buggy builder there ever was. What you think?
Let's do it, Steve.
We're gonna have a beautiful time.
Oh, he just got hosed on.
It must rain down here.
Right?
And don't look it, no does
Nah,
it?
nah. Steve, what got you into the buggy tours?
I worked for the National Park Service, and there was never ever a swamp buggy tour in the Big Cypress. They never allowed it. Not saying that people didn't do it though, you know what I mean? Sneak in and carry people. But I was working for them, and they was talking about starting a swamp buggy tour. I loved it. I love buggying. I just love buggying, man. I love them woods. Right now it's dry season, so of course we're not going to see no water, but it's beautiful out here. That's an air plant. It's a bromeliad. It just attaches itself to the tree. It doesn't grow in it. It just don't hurt anything. It's like its own little ecosystem.
Right.
And the pine trees you see in it are called slash pines.
So this fills in with water?
Oh, it'll be knee deep.
Knee deep.
Knee deep.
And that's why we're so high.
That's why we got to build the buggies high and tall like this.
And this is coral reef down
No.
here? What is that?
It's limestone. We call it cap rock.
But this was underwater at one time.
10,000 years ago.
10,000 years
It's all ocean.
This is where it's at, Steve. Put the feet out, sit back in the comfortable chair, drift through the Everglades.
Are you comfortable?
I'm getting it. Super comfortable, Steve.
I got 5 pounds in each one of my tires where it rides real soft
super
over
smooth.
these rocks.
I've taken a love to the Everglades.
Yeah.
Big Cypress.
Why?
I gotta say. Because first impressions, it's not that impressive, to be honest. Once you spend a little time, it starts to come out.
Clyde Butcher says it. He's a friend of mine. We've worked together on raising money for like the Fagahatchee. He said you can drive by it every day until you stop and get off in it. You don't know about the Everglades.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you ride up and down 41, but until you get on a buggy and walk or get to ride with me, with a person that's born and raised in it, and can explain all the different things to you, it ain't no fun. You know?
It's old Florida.
Old Florida.
Which is almost gone, right?
Almost gone.
This little corner of it is holding on.
Forever.
Forever. Because it's protected.
Because it's a park.
Yeah.
National park.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, we'd be at Walmart. We'd be pulling up here to get a 12-pack of beer.
Right.
There's a bromeliad growing. Look, there's the prairie. Oh, yeah. This is, you know, see the...
That's a special thing, huh? In a loud world.
What you just done is special. That's why I love the Everglades. The Everglades is millions of acres. And the Everglades runs from Disney World south. You know, all that expansion down all the way down to here, to the Keys is the Everglades. Millions of acres. It's water. Water is what it's all about. Purifying water. The Everglades is a giant water filter. Millions of people get their water from underneath the ground here. Millions. Miami feeds off of it. You know, that's why it's so important to save the Everglades. Like all this runoff. See, the Big Cypress is a big bowl. We don't get no water from Lake Okeechobee and Lake Kissimmee and all the farm runoffs. We don't get that. It's all rain. The water that comes out of here, even the water that comes down from Lake Okeechobee and feeds through the sawgrass, it all goes out to the Gulf. And at the same time that happened, and the good Lord has made it to where fish have their spawn at that time. So this brings out little microbes for the small fish to eat on. So it all works. And it's just, it goes 1 inch every mile from the Gulf north. That's how far the ground goes up. It's like 1 inch a mile. It's a little lean.
You know what it is too, Steve? The sky here, the clouds.
This is one of the only national parks that's a night sky park. Well, I do nighttime afternoon tours. When it gets dark, if there ain't no clouds in the sky or a fire burning, you can reach up and pick a star. Yeah. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Chokoloskee, first thing he does is open his window to smell the mud. And I told him, I said, Stevie does the same thing when we come over that bridge. She rolls that window down and smells that mud.
I sure do.
You're in Chicago, but you're gonna move back.
I'm in Chicago, but I'm moving back. You know, you can't help yourself but come back.
Can you show us Stevie, what does it look like around you right now, the streets?
This is what it looks
There we go.
It's about 38 degrees, so it's kind of warm for up here, but still cold.
She misses me, I miss my baby. That's my baby.
Steve's a good time, as you know.
Well, I usually call and talk to him every day around this time, but
Every
I guess
day.
I'll let you have him.
Oh, okay.
Every day.
I can take a moment. I can go chill over there if you want to.
No, we don't mind talking. I love you, Stevie. I miss you.
I love you, Dad. Call me when you get home.
Okay, baby. All right, bye.
Bye.
It's my baby. Can I talk about you?
You want to talk about me?
I want to talk about you.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Well, Peter, I greatly appreciate what you've done. And I want to tell you, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you because you have helped me with my business. I was having a hard time. I really was. I mean, I was making it, but
Okay.
I wasn't making it. You know, summer's coming along. I got a lot of bills. And if you wouldn't have helped me, I would have had to end up selling my Jeep or something to get through the summer.
From the last video you're
From
saying?
the last video that you made,
Okay.
really helped.
Well,
And
that was
it's
just luck at the end. We
it was
ran
luck.
into you.
I mean, it was luck, whatever you want to call it. It was whatever. I say it was God's sin because the good Lord knows that I'm trying to do good. I really am, you know, and trying to get by, and you come along. Wasn't going to do it, Peter. I wasn't going to do it,
Yeah.
you know. And that's when I asked you how many people, and you said, oh, a couple thousand. Then I thought in my brain, well, you know what? I wish somebody would help me if I needed it. So maybe if I put him on a buggy ride and helped him,
Yeah.
he'll get more people watching, you know.
You
So then I
helped me
said,
out,
come on,
Steve.
hop on the buggy, let's go, because I was thinking of you, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't know you have over 4 million viewers, you know, and God, the people started calling, and it's like, I told my daughter, I said, I can't even believe this. And somebody tells me, well, Stevie, you know how many people that watch this video? Going, no, I don't know nothing about YouTube. But man, you're the best, Peter.
No.
You're the best.
Steve,
man.
you're the best. People loved you, and I got so many messages, and like, you got to meet up with Steve again. And I love to be able to promote a local small business from a guy like you that lives and eats and lives and breathes the thing. So
know what
my
else I wanna
pleasure,
say?
Steve. My pleasure.
I want to thank the people.
Yeah.
I want to thank all of you that has booked with me and watched his videos and called me. I've had a lot of calls. Call my home, call my office number. And if you just want to ask about some questions, I don't mind you calling me about 6 to 9 at night because I go to bed early and I'm always at home.
You sure you want your number out there?
Well, I want people to call me, yeah.
If you want something like this yourself, link is down below. Give Steve a call or an email, set it up. Other Everglades videos, I'm gonna put them around here. Steve, you're the best. Appreciate you, brother.
Peter.
Thanks, you
I
guys.
really appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all very much.
Thanks for coming on that journey.
And God bless all of you.
Until the next one.